Dave looked in the mirror. He was tired. Everyone was tired. On the bed, Morley had laid out his black suit. The good one. A couple of months ago, he wouldn't have fit into it, but now that he was walking the new puppy, he did. He looked in his closet at his shirts, and he wondered, is white too stark for a funeral? Maybe I should take the blue one. And so he did. A pale powder blue. And he laid it out on top of the suit, and then he opened his tie drawer. And there were his three favorites. Bright red, dark blue, and burnt orange. And looking at them, he suddenly realized that all these years when he put on a tie, he'd been advertising for political parties. What to do now at Stuart's funeral? Probably not the blue one, Dave thought. Maybe the orange, but orange seemed awfully sunny and cheerful for this occasion. Dave didn't feel sunny or cheerful. And then he saw in the drawer another tie rolled up, like socks. He took it out and he remembered it was a paisley tie, kind of purple. It had a delicate, simple design. And Dave realized that this was a tie that he'd been given years ago by Morley's dad. Dave looked at it with some surprise, and he thought how lovely it was, almost feminine. That's probably why he gave it to me, Dave thought. He snugged up his tie, slipped on his shoes, and went downstairs into the kitchen. And Morley was there, standing, beautiful, drained. And there was Sam, uncomfortable, stuck in a suit jacket he didn't like. And then Stephanie walked in, almost shockingly elegant, so beautiful, so much like her mother, so much like herself. This had been a hard week for Sam and for Stephanie. They had known Stuart their whole lives. And it's hard when someone goes that was a friend of a parent and you realize that your own parents are mortal. This day is coming, and you don't want to think about it. No one wanted to think about it. Not ever, and yet here we are. Come on, Sam said, impatiently. We'll be late for the funeral. It's not a funeral, Stephanie said. It's a celebration of life. It's a celebration of Stuart's life, she said again. Yes, Dave thought that was true. This was supposed to be a celebration of life, and Stuart's life was certainly worth celebrating. But who this morning on this sunny, cold day, who really felt like celebrating anything? Certainly not this. Certainly not now. They went out to the car, and Dave thought about it. The best celebration of life, he thought to himself, is the way you live. The way Stuart lived. The way he treated other people. That was the best celebration of his life. All the musicians he would find and hire and give a chance to play on the radio. All the little theaters he would make famous for a day or a week. Suddenly some little town hall was like the Hollywood Bowl, and the whole world listened in. And there were all the coffee shops that Stuart would visit and sit in and smile and cajole the locals into explaining some small secret that made their town special, more special. Stuart always found the way to find out what was special about a place and about a person. They drove in the car silently. The city was surprisingly quiet. It was like the whole town was mourning. As they made their way towards the church, they could see cars lined up along the curb on both sides. "There's the church up ahead," Dave said. "I see a spot," said Morley. "Don't miss it." "I won't," Dave said, driving past it. "Oh, sorry," Dave said, and he stopped the car and he looked over his shoulder and he reversed, inching backwards to the spot, squeezing the car in. They all got out, walked across the street. The people were gathered in the doorways of the church. And as it filled up, they all shuffled in quietly. And it seemed like the whole world must have known Stuart McLean. The famous and the unknown, the quiet and the brash, the good, maybe the not so good. But everyone with a heart seemed to be here. The church was crowded with strangers, people who were all strangers to each other, but here in this moment, in this warm, golden place, suddenly they were all connected. "Yes," Dave said to himself, "I guess this really is a celebration of Stuart's life."